Hi Stampers! So today we're going to make this very colorful card using some different color inks, and I want to tell you about the different ways that I did it, and hopefully you'll learn something new today. Alright, so we're starting off with the Altenew hexagon pattern play stamp set. So you have a large background stamp, and then you have these filler stamps, and then two little sentiments. Beauty comes in all shapes, and your faith shapes the world. So the first time I did this card, I did put it on a stamp positioner. So let me get my Misty out here. So let's pull the background off. And what I found was, because the background is so large, I kind of had it in the middle here, is that it pulled my paper up. So I have a small piece of 5 by 3 3/4 paper here from Stampin' Up. This is a Whisper White. It was a piece that I had on my desk. And I do kind of want it to go edge to edge, but what I found was when I stamped it, it pulled, because it's a new stamp, it pulled the paper up. So I'm going to put some temporary adhesive behind the back of this. Because when it pulled it up and I went to stamp it, it double stamped and it made double lines. Eek! Alright, so got that down. And then I'm just going to kind of slap this down right there. Alright, and then the blackest ink that I have that I like to use is VersaFine. I have not tried the My Favorite Things Intense Black ink, so if you guys can tell me if that ink is really black, and also if it's good for Copic coloring, because I've heard that it is, but I have not tried it, and every time I go to try to order it, is it My Favorite Things or Simon Says ink? Anyway, it's always sold out, so you guys let me know if you got it, if it's a good black ink, and if it's good for Copic coloring and watercoloring. I'd like to find a really dark black ink that's good for all three things. Alright, so hopefully we got a good impression here. Alright, I'm going to tell you that I'm not going to take the chance of stamping it again, because again, I do not want that double stamped image. So I'm going to carefully lift this off. Try not to smear it. Alright, I'm just going to move this aside. So what I had originally done was I had taken this and put it on the Misty, and I kind of moved the paper each time I went to stamp it. But honestly, it became cumbersome to move the paper. So the second time I made this, I put it on the block, and this worked a lot easier for me, guys. So this is how we're going to do it today. I'm just going to move the stamp over a little. There's a little line on my block, and I'm going to line up the middle of these diamonds with that block. Alright, so hopefully that's centered now. Alright, I'm just going to hit this with a heat tool. I'll be right back because I want to make sure that ink is dry. Okay guys, so I'm back. So I wanted to show you real quick the first two cards that I made. So the first one I made, this was with it being stamped on the Misty, and I just went one line at a time, and this is using Distress Oxide ink. So I used the Candied Apple, Carved Pumpkin, Squeezed Lemonade, Cracked Pistachio, Mermaid Lagoon, Blueprint Sketch, and then the last two were Wilted Violet and Picked Raspberry. And you can see it came out very vibrant and beautiful. I love it. Very nice. The second one I made is the first one I just showed you guys, and this is where I did the block method. So I just stamped it with the stamp pad on the, the stamp on the block. And these are mostly all Lawn Fawn inks. So I used Lawn Fawn Lobster, Carrot. The yellow was the only one that wasn't Lawn Fawn. This is the Ton. And I believe this is, yeah, Beach Blonde. Jalapeno, Not on a Stick. Peacock. Fish Tank. Sugar Plum. And Plastic Flamingo. So you can see those colors are also very vibrant. You can see there on the black where I had double stamped it. But I think that the colors lined up easier with doing it by block instead of doing it with the stamp positioner. So up to you on how you want to do it. So for this last one, what I wanted to do was kind of a monotone effect. So I have 3 different color gray inks here. This one's Lawn Fawn Manatee, Narwhal, and Soft Granite. Now this is a little deceiving. I have my little swatches here on the side, and I think that the Manatee is the lightest, the Soft Granite is going to be in the middle, and the Narwhal is going to be the darkest. So I kind of wanted to try this monotone effect, so let's try this. So I'm going to start with the Manatee, and let me see if I can zoom you guys in a little bit. And all you're going to do is just line it up. I'm trying to make sure my head doesn't hit the camera there. And what I want to do is I want to do like every other one this color, and then I'm going to take the Soft Granite, I think, in between and use the darker Narwhal underneath on the thin lines. If that makes any sense. We'll see here. I'll try to make this pretty quick. Now I did cut this paper down. When I had it larger, I did use the little extra diamond on a smaller block and filled in any pieces that were overhanging. But since I cut this down, there aren't any pieces overhanging. Oops. Okay, so that's good with that one. That's the Manatee. Let's move on to the Soft Granite. I guess I could have done like an ombre effect, but we'll try that another day. Oops, that one's not lined up. We'll get back to that one and fix it. The Juicy Ink Pad. Not bad at all. And then I want to switch out to the Narwhal ink, but I want to switch this to the zigzag stamp. This guy here. Now I haven't used this yet, so hopefully it doesn't need to be conditioned. We'll see here. I'll just stamp it off. Oh yeah, that Narwhal is much darker gray. Okay, so I guess it goes this way. I feel like this should be a background for one of my son's cards, like very masculine, like a Lego stamp set. I know some of you are getting really annoyed. I can't put my head directly over it because the camera's in the way. And it's not lining up perfectly. I'll have to go back in and fix that. Ooh, that one was really bad. All right, and that's where this little, there's no little stamp for that one. All right, we're just gonna have to go in and fix it. All right, I guess that's where my sentiment will go. What do you think? In the monotone there. I don't know if the camera really picks up the different colors of the gray there. I forgot to do the bottom. All right, so then just cut down a piece of black cardstock. To 5 1/4 by 4. Ran out of adhesive. And then I have a Mama Elephant Hello die, which I've cut out. And again, I put my adhesive on the back before I run it through the die cutting machine. So my sentiment has adhesive on it already. And we're just going to take a little craft pick and pull that off. Put that down, and I think I'm gonna jazz it up a little bit with some Wink of Stella or Glimmer Pen, which I cannot find right now. Hold on one second. Well, you get the gist of the idea. I would put some shimmer pen on the hello, put some sequins on there, and call it a day. So yeah, it's not perfect, but I just wanted to show you guys the stamp set and give you an idea. So there you go. There it is in the 3 different colors of gray. Here it is in the dye inks. And here it is in the oh so beautiful Distress Oxides. So there you go, guys. If you have any questions, of course, post them down below. I always love seeing your comments. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will happy to post some more. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep on stamping.